Love 15.
This matchup interesting. It'll be about the consistency. Can Shelton show enough consistency on the backhand side and make enough of those big forehands, not give Tommy too many unforced errors, free points? How well will he serve today? And for Tommy Paul, serve also important, but the big forehand needs to land in the court a lot. He's been a little bit erratic with it from time to time in this week. That's a good sign. The Paul forehand.
15 all.
A few good ones there.
And there's Tommy Paul's coach, Brad Stein, member of the Northern California Tennis Hall of Fame. Longtime coach through the years, most famously perhaps with Jim Courier. Oh, lovely return there.
30 all.
Interesting play. Don't see that. That's not going to be an easy volley at all. Tommy may be thinking that Shelton was going to block that return. That was a big one.
40-30.
That was a big serve. Yeah, 132 right down the tee.
Game 4.
Well, we'll see that odd sort of loose error from Shelton.
First game.
You mentioned Shelton, his first full season on the tour. They counted 8 second rounds and 11 first round losses. So he's got a few things going, but he hasn't quite had the success in Melbourne that he had throughout the season until here. 4th round of the US Open.
It's interesting. It seems like right now he raises his level to the truly big stages. A quarterfinal in Australia is a huge result. 4th round here, win or lose, is also a fantastic result for an up-and-coming player. So for Shelton fans, we're looking for a high percentage of first serves. He's looking for the first strike tennis. He's trying to get forehands to dictate with. We're also looking for consistent second serves. He's got a big second serve, but double faults from time to time can become a little bit of an issue.
Well, there you go.
I promise I haven't seen this before, Leaf.
First time. Yeah, there's Brian, Ben's dad. Excellent college coach, Georgia Tech and then University of Florida. And as a player on the ATP Tour, he had a big serve too, just like his son. He must have passed it down. Family secrets.
Light second service.
See Ben trying to avoid the backhand of Tommy Paul in that second serve there. That could be an issue, as it's a little harder to get that serve up the tee for him. All right.
15-14.
The reason he's avoiding the backhand is it's one of the better backhand returns in the game of tennis. It's a great return. It's very consistent. Gets a lot of depth on it. Those two double faults, relief. Couple of break points.
Yeah, wonderful backhand. He certainly has a great two-hander. There was a good one in defense. So it's Paul who gets the break and a strong start.
I feel like Ben's going to have to set up the points a little bit. You know, forehand error there, a couple of double faults. I don't mind that last play, but really just kind of hit the ball and came to the net. That's against a really speedy individual in Tommy Paul. Good start for Paul here.
I think that was called wide, but just get the clarification there.
15 love.
Yeah, 15 love. They're just out. Nice play, though, really, from Shelton. It's one of the reasons it makes him so fun to watch is he could do it all from the net, especially. Very dangerous. Almost came up with something there.
Yeah, and taking on someone like Tommy Paul, it is a real test of your consistency and your efficiency, because Paul has become an elite mover, hasn't he? He's one of those guys who gets to every ball, and he can run forever. Very fit.
Yeah, Paul just consistent over the course of a match, and Shelton a little bit more like a powder keg. He's about to blow, and when he does, there's some amazing things that happen. Might see it today.
Game 4.
Wow, that was a sweet little serve out wide for the ace. So the perfect start for Tommy Paul. 3-love.
Well, the question mark for me at the beginning of this match is how well is Tommy going to be hitting his forehand? And look at that. It's just been absolutely locked in. Smart serve there as a response right into the body. That's some good pace as a body serve, 128.
Just can't afford to make those mistakes. Fairly routine rally ball.
See how much spin that lefty serve has on it. Just moved right out of the strike zone of Tommy there. Oh. Again with the forehand. Another winner. That's 2 in this game off of serves. That one aimed to be a kick serve, looking to get it out of the strike zone. Well, it didn't work out. Nice adjustment there from Paul. See that Shelton still really trying to avoid that backhand. Where does he go now? Forehand's looking solid.
Oh, he missed it. He set it up beautifully.
Use.
Yeah, that was a reprieve for Shelton, who popped up the volley.
That's that nice pass right there on the backhand. I think that Shelton might have caught his eye just a little bit. He hung around at the net, moved to his right.
Advantage Paul.
Well, you feel like Paul's got a pretty good sense of where Shelton's going with these shots. I mean, he read that serve pretty well, got it back into play. Was able to read the next shot.
I think in that ad court, you got to cover that lefty wide serve, give him the tee if he can hit it. A little harder for him to hit that consistently. Well, Tommy has just been returning excellently. He's putting so many balls back in the court. Shelton's got the first serve percentage up. It's almost 65% now on the first serves.
That's an indication of how tough that serve is. Well, that is a spinning top by the time it gets to you.
That's a good way to describe it. And there's again another serve that's into the body. It's the strategy that seems to be working for Ben. At least on that second serve.
Advantage Paul.
Well, just pressing a little too hard, trying to end the point maybe a little too early. And Paul's happy to get a lot of these balls back low.
Oh, fortunate. I think well left there from Shelton. Not sure if he could have reached that or not.
Yeah, he's using the range finder. He's missed a couple of lobs, but that's one of his more effective plays.
That's a huge second serve. Only 97 miles an hour, so the gun's not telling us the whole speed there. There is so much spin on it. I always love how quickly Shelton gets forward to the net. Pretty long game already.
Yeah, he's being tested early, just trying to get his first game on the board. Here's a chance. All right, well, that'll calm the nerves a bit.
Ball leads 3 games to 1 set.
Good job. Great court position on all those. It's perfect. Great hold, Ben. Come, Ben. Try to keep it up. Come on, right here.
Wow, that was a serious ball. That had some pace, some real pop on the forehand.
Love you.
That's what I'm talking about, the powder keg right there. just went off. That is a huge forehand that he possesses. When he hits it right, it'll be tough to time it, especially on a volley. Feels like Ben was able to generate some rhythm in that last game. All the yeah, we're starting to see it. You fight hard for a game like that, face some break points, battled back into it, wins it. And he's feeling a lot better about his game right now.
Plays with passion. Plays with power. You can see Tommy was struggling to get to that one. Did he just tweak his ankle a little bit? The Paul forehands improved. The serve hugely improved. Location, a little more power.
Yeah, it's Tommy's ability to hit the pronated serves. That's the one right out right that he just landed there in the ad court, out wide into the forehand side of Ben Shelton. Also the T serve here in the deuce court. He's done so much hard work on that, has made it into a formidable weapon. Still in the big points. He likes that one out wide. That's into the backhand side of Shelton. That's one that Shelton needs to be wary of.
The volley cut it just a little too thin, and that was a good reply from Shelton in that backhand corner.
30-40.
Nice game. You continue to hear that nice positive reinforcement from his father, crew. Three great shots in this game from Shelton.
It's out, and Shelton suddenly finds some good shots and some better tennis, and he gets the break right back. So on serve. So some new faces, some new names crashing the party. Francis Tiafoe, Novak Djokovic are the players who've been here before.
It's like Novak's third time, right, to the fourth round.
30th, maybe?
That number is probably higher than that. All right, another double fault here to start this game out. If you're going to do it, the first point's probably one of the better ones to do it on.
Second service.
Yeah, our crack research team discovering that Novak Djokovic in his 15th straight fourth round. His first two showings in 05-06 were third round.
A lot of players be happy with the third round here at the US Open.
15 all.
Not Novak. Another body serve right there. Paul unable to really get out of the way of it. That's the second serve that's worked. Of course, you think about the body serve, it's sort of the smallest margin. You got to really hit it perfectly.
Oh. 15-13.
That was 108 miles per hour second that did not come down inside the line.
I do really like how Tommy Paul has reacted to being broken in the last game. You look at the last game, and it was 3 really good, high-quality shots from Ben Shelton that sort of set the tone there. Tommy hit a forehand big, just barely missed it on the baseline. So, you know, it's a break serve. That doesn't feel great after you have a break early in a match like this and didn't get the second break. But look at him here with another chance. Of course, aided by a couple of doubles again. There's that big forehand. That's a nice space for it. That forehand corner. When the errors come, they'll more often come off the forehand of Paul. The Leaf, he certainly turned that into a formidable weapon these days as well.
Another chance for Paul. Yeah, that was a little bit like self-preservation. 134 right at the chin.
I was saying 134 right into the gut there. Almost found a way to get that ball over the net. That could have been tricky to deal with.
Advantage Paul.
Close one here on the line. Have to like the play, Leaf. It's a big serve. Put a little, actually had a little spin on it at 125. That's impressive. And just missing the volley. It's got to bring those margins in ever so slightly. Some of these errors would disappear.
Oh. That was a stretch volley of some quality. Incredible.
Use.
And Ben has such great intuition at the net. Look at this. You know Tommy's going to get to it. It's one of the quickest guys out there, and he comes up with that. It's a nice little shot. But Ben gets all the way over there and completely covers that little angle.
You can see that nice split step that allowed him to move quickly to his left.
Advantage Shelton.
Well, by his high standards these days, that was a fairly loose error. Doesn't make too many off that backhand side. So each man has won 3 games.
So far, no real reaction from Tommy Paul to losing the last 3 games. He seems the same as when he was up 3-0. Lots of energy shown from Shelton in his run back. 2 holds of serve where he faced break points. That's pretty impressive.
Third T-level.
Yeah, did I mention the racket gives him a little more power? I think he finds it on his serve, too. I would have guessed that Paul would have had more aces than Shelton.
We'll see if that continues for the whole match. But Paul does return a little bit better than Shelton.
Fourth T-level.
He's got his racket on a lot of those big serves of Shelton, but here we are still at 3-all. Here's Eddie.
Yeah, the young man who supported Tommy in his matches. Tommy giving him a shirt at the end of the 5-setter.
Game 4.
Yeah, he said that that young man's presence was a big factor in him getting the win and advancing. So here he is again. And Paul has said, I want him courtside for all my matches. 4-3. Certainly a new lease on life. Bouncing back from love 3. Here he is at 3-4.
I do think that's going to be Tommy's strategy, get the ball into the backhand side of Shelton.
Missing those serves. Yeah, the toss got a little low on that side. Yeah, speed it up. You go, Ben. Let's go, Benny. Come on.
Nice to be able to hear the advice that his father is giving him out there. Toss is so important on the serve. Make sure you get it in the right spot so you can get full extension.
Yeah, his forehand has so much natural pace and spin. You can see that just tailed away from Paul's backhand a bit. Thus the error. This guy's very strong.
Yeah, that's a huge shot there. And you see all the hard work that Ben does to get over into that corner. Run all the way around it, standing in, of course, the doubles alley when we made contact there. And that's a heavy, like you said, Leaf, heavy shot that comes off that racket. Not just pace, but spin.
Whew. That was 145.
Shelton already hit the fastest serve of the tournament, I believe, at 147, Leaf. That was close. Wonder if he can pass it today.
Yeah, that serve's got a lot of movement, and when it lands on your strings, you feel that spin, don't you? It's heavy. This is like a baseball pitcher throwing fastballs and curveballs.
He did. 148. Didn't land it, so it won't count in the official records, but oh, it's brilliant.
And again, those instincts at the nets. It's how you play after the drop shot that's as important as the drop shot itself.
See that speed of Tommy. It was a good drop shot, by the way, from Ben Shelton out there. Just blazing speed coming forward from Paul, but couldn't recover on the lob volley. Slice called long. Is it me, Leaf, or is the electronic system seem late on some of its calls?
Yeah,
like
it does.
It's waiting like a heartbeat.
Add a little drama. Well, you know, Sunday mornings.
Could be that.
Could be tough.
You see that shadow on the court there. It can be tricky timing a ball coming through that shadow, especially on return of serve. It's right there on the baseline. Service line, I mean to say.
30-15.
Yeah, 94 miles an hour. Obviously, when you're slicing that one out wide, you don't want to play with as much pace. You almost want to hit half the ball. Make that curl wide happen.
All right, Shelton having some success into that solid two-hander. See, Brad Stein has some words of advice for his protege. Oh, he missed it. He missed the overhead. Tommy maybe a little tight in this moment.
30-14.
Now, his team was feeling good about 15 minutes ago when he was up 3-love, cruising. Here he is potentially about to go down a break at 4-5. It's out. Again, Shelton so good at blanketing the net. Some really good work in the front court. So Shelton
Leads
5-4 and a chance to serve for the opening set. Exploded on the scene, and he's doing a good job again here in the opening set, serving for the first set.
So I think for Shelton fans, and I think there's a lot of them, and more as people see him play tennis, he's an electric individual, a fun player to watch on the court. All these shot-making skills that he possesses, pretty unique. Plus, now we're seeing some consistency in the latter half of this set. That's dangerous.
Boy, that's how they draw it up in the textbooks. He moved in beautifully.
30.
And he knifed the volley.
This big forehand here hit behind Paul. Not a bad slice in response, but that's a ball you want to take out of the air if you have the skills to do it. Look who does. That's beautiful. Wow, look at this. 6-4 on the racket of Shelton, and he was down 3-0. And looking at a double break. Break points against him in that game.
Yeah, that's a brilliant recovery, and this is a dangerous customer with his serve, his confidence, and his talents. He's got the opening set, 6-4. Serving first in the second.
I almost feel like Tommy Paul's going to need to get fired up a little bit more than he is. I mean, he has a little bit more of an even keel in his matches, but you have to be careful. You don't allow your opponent to have all the energy from the crowd with his electrifying play go his way. You got to grab some of it for yourself out on a stadium like this. It's very important.
It's wide, and it's love 30.
Interesting play there at the end of that point from Shelton. That drop shot was a deliberate sort of ask, an invite for Paul to come forward, and Tommy didn't do enough with the approach shot. I don't think it was meant to be a winner. It's clever. Another good example of that serve he's worked hard on cultivating, the bigger one up the tee. 130, plenty of pace on that.
Yeah, he's used the drop shot frequently. It's been effective. Taking a page out of Carlos Alcaraz's book. And again, with these deep positions that these players assume in the rally, that front part of the court's available. There was a time when Roger Federer thought that drop shot was always a bit of a trick shot. It didn't, didn't fit into his stylish repertoire.
Is that what he thought?
I think he got over that. He realized.
Seen some pretty impressive drop shots from RF in his amazing career.
I think he had to accept the fact that it's a shot you have to play.
These days, with players playing as far back as they do, it's important.
That was a big game for Tommy Paul. He was down love 30, and you're wondering if this was just getting away from him a little bit. Instead, he gets the game. And now he can turn his attention to this fast.
That's slices, maybe a little bit shorter. Angles, maybe.
Love 15.
a good get. Forcing Ben to go one more on the volley.
15-all.
This is what you do if you're a good volley. You take that away from your opponent, this line ball. Getting all the way over, covering the entire line, so important. Make him hit a spectacular angle the other way to win a point like that.
That's big. That is a big ball there from the forehand.
There was 3 big shots in that. 138 into the body. Somehow, Tommy's able to put it back.
Go, Ben. Good work, Ben. Go, ready.
Giant forehand cross court to get ahead in the rally. And then another one there to finish it off. It's difficult to play a player like this who hits the ball that big from the baseline, comes forward, hits serves like that, then sometimes is double faulting. 6 in the match so far. Difficult to get much rhythm. Paul likes a little bit of rhythm. Look at that.
Incredible control and feel.
40-13.
That is a lot of fun to watch.
Here you go, Ben. Let's go.
Yeah, Tommy tried to, underspin that backhand deep. Shelton wasn't having any of it.
Lights for service.
Shelton is not currently allowing Tommy to control any of these points. That is nice there. That's the play that worked early in the match for Tommy. Get the ball over to that backhand side.
Use.
Well, if your opponent's beating you at the net, maybe you can take the net away from him.
Advantage 4.
Now this one did not work as Tommy was all over this.
Didn't quite disguise that drop shot as well as the others and left it a little bit high. That's enough for Tommy to get there and do something with it with that speed. Old tried and true out wide, getting the job done there.
Advantage 4.
The double faults were an issue in the opening set too. Remember, down love 3, Tommy Paul had 4 chances to get to 4 love. And a lot of that happening with the struggles on serve.
Use.
Smart serve there. Took some pace off of it. Even more spin added to it. You just feel, even though Ben has that T serve in the ad court, he can ace you with it if he hits it. But there's smaller margins on that for a lefty. You want to get over there and take away the backhand corner if you're Tommy Paul.
Advantage Shelton. Game.
Now that one got outside quickly.
7 seconds.
I think that had a blinker on it. It was going that way. I know that.
He's pressed right now.
Ad court. Ben's over there covering the wide
15
serve.
love.
From Tommy, didn't get a good connection on that backhand, but he knows.
Yeah, there's Brad. Yep. A little bit wide.
15 all.
And you hear all this coaching coming from the stands. Do you feel that maybe, why not have the coaches on the court?
I think that that's even more of a spectacle. I don't know. They're doing it over in that corner only. Of course, when they're on the same side as their team. I'm on the fence, honestly, with it. I don't know. It's really interesting for our broadcast, isn't it? Something for us to talk about.
Yeah.
I don't know. It does feel like, and of course they're used to it with the college tennis. It feels a little bit like a college match for them. I'm not sure I like that at the professional level, but I don't not like it. So I'm just really just back in my head trying to figure out if we need it. But it's cool to hear his thoughts. Nice. Well, Tommy's got to find a way to control more of the narrative out there in these baseline exchanges. He's done a pretty good job of it in this game. You wonder also with all the walks over to that corner if it's too much. You don't want to get confused on the court. We're going to keep things as simple as possible.
Game.
Now that's a better game from Tommy Paul. A little more comfortable on serve.
Billie.
So he's got 2-1 here in the second.
First set, Shelton.
Here you go, Ben.
Talking about Tommy using the Yonex. This man also sports the Yonex. Pretty powerful racket. He likes it.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Players are ready.
Another good second serve there. See, with all these double faults, these 7 double faults, it feels like he just goes a little too close to the lines on a lot of those serves. That's not the pace that's the problem. If he just brought those targets in a little, it'd still be an effective serve. Doesn't have to be on the line.
Third love.
boy, that's a brilliant movement. Boy, he steps quickly forward.
30-15.
Yeah, a lot of that good movement is about that first step for Tommy Paul. It's one of the fastest first steps, and that's so important to help you, of course, get to balls like that. Tommy also, by the way, looking for the drop shots now. Ben's used it a lot. Oh, what a volley. Pretty good pass. You see how low Shelton got on that. Keep things simple, just stick the racket out. A lot of pace already coming off the ball from the Paul forehand. Didn't have to do much with this.
Game, Shelton.
And the forehand working its match. Follow here during the U.S. Open.
There's a smile on his face there. He went for the big overhead. We say maybe I should have spun that a little bit. Got there in plenty of time. And Tommy's not amused.
And you're sure right about Shelton. He doesn't give you rhythm. You know, he'll have a couple games where he'll miss a few shots. But then the next game, suddenly, bang, he's in every rally and very consistent.
True, and he's been changing up the pace really well. That one he went for a little bigger in the return. Sort of took the bait from that slower serve from Tommy. He hit that first serve in the ad court there was 74 miles an hour. Oh, look at that play. Little bunt and barge on that backhand side.
30-15.
Putting his body there in the middle of the court. I like that play in the deuce side. You have some confidence in that shot.
Oh. Yeah, that's dangerous coming in on that forehand. There wasn't much behind it. And Shelton made him pay the price.
There's a little bit of an echo out there when he strikes this forehand in the stadium. No chance to track that one down.
You know, that's the second time we've seen him sort of just stumble a bit with his ankle. Yeah.
Oh. 30-14.
Trouble with a capital T.
Thank you.
And it rhymes with P, and that stands for Paul.
Wow. I like it, Leaf.
Yeah, Shelton's got a second serve to work with. And finally, what an effort from Shelton.
That is some incredible defense. But the most incredible shot in that rally was the backhand volley up the line off this shot. Huge forehand cross court It's not easy to take pace off of that and make sure that volley lands in the court. He's Shelton staring him down after that rally.
Advantage ball. Game ball.
All right, Tommy Paul avoids some real trouble on his serve here in this early stage of the second set.
3 games to 2 seconds.
So the number 14 seed gets to 3-2.
Don't want to get that warning this early in the match. I want to save that for like a 4th or 5th set.
Yeah, this time Paul gets the best of it. When Shelton's come forward, hasn't always been success for Paul. That time, though, that backhand line was beautiful.
15 for 21. That is a nice percentage. 71%. Stats are showing.
Loud 13.
Interesting, the crowd in this match sort of just forced to cheer for the good tennis. You know that if it wasn't 2 Americans out there, you had one of these guys on the court, it would be all for that player.
Fifteen, 13.
Shelton possesses those qualities of big servers who can take away opportunities from their opponents. A couple of swings of the racket, a little bit like Andy Roddick, maybe Pete Sampras.
I had a little look at that.
40-13.
I mean, that was a bit of a bluff, that approach shot, really.
Total bluff.
Straight down the center, not much pace. And Paul failed to make him play.
The thing about the bluff, though, is he can volley, so not a full bluff. If he gets his racket on, he's making those volleys.
I think it was Andy Roddick who said, you can't come in behind a pair of 2s. You got to come in behind something strong.
Well, Ben Shelton can.
Maybe.
Andy Roddick could not.
Yeah, that's the difference between someone like Roddick and Shelton. I mean, both possess gargantuan serves, but Shelton more of an attacking net player. Roddick a bit more of a grinder from the back of the court.
I think Andy had a pretty huge forehand to go along with that.
Absolutely.
He could grind with the best of them if he chose to.
Shelton.
Excellent shot. Nice placement on the forehand. Best forehand maybe we've seen from him in a little while.
Advantage Shelton.
Gets through another very tough game. I thought Paul was perhaps getting a measure of the man, but not so fast as they get to 3 games all. Such is the nature of taking on a...
For 10 on those break points, 0 for 2 in the set.
Love 15.
You can hear Coach Stein there. Move those feet, stay on the ground. Don't jump at the ball so much. Did leave the ground there. Lost control of it.
It was in. What a get. Oh, just getting a racket underneath that short ball.
Love 13.
And then dropping it on the line.
Oh, the feel in these hands. That is a nice little pickup. We've been talking a lot about the speed of Tommy Paul. Well, let's talk a little bit about the speed of Ben Shelton. He tracked that down. That's pretty impressive. Might have lost that coming through the shadow there on the baseline.
15-13.
Wrong position, I gotta elevate.
Tommy feeling him on that second serve. And Shelton's done a lot of good work in the deuce court. Some trips to the net. He's taken some bigger cuts.
All right, Shelton with a chance for 4-3. Forehand up the line. That was something big. And a big step for Ben Shelton. He's got a set and now a 4-3 lead with a break. Ben Shelton serving at 4-3.
Let's see if Tommy can get enough balls over into that backhand side to cause a few errors. really affect Shelton that much, it seems, for him to make a few errors here and there, as the big serve is made up for a lot of it. His brilliant play at the net, sort of his unpredictability out there on the court. He's tough to say what he's going to do next.
Yeah, that was a massive forehand.
If some of the shots he's been hitting are body blows, what is this? There's a knockout punch right here. Just a giant forehand.
Yeah, do not give him that high forehand. He'll knock you out.
More success into the backhand side.
30.
If Paul can get the point to neutral, which is the big question. By the way, that last serve 140 miles an hour, and Tommy got it back in the court. Just enough of the line.
What a serve that was. Fifth ace, and that one of the slice variety. Here's a point for 5-3.
Game.
Yeah, that is nasty.
Shelton leads 5-3. Second set.
Pretty interesting. You see where Ben Shelton's taking those serves. Those are the lefty serves. And of course, the one at 30 all was impressive. That last one was pretty predictable. He might as well keep hitting them.
Yeah, Paul looking a little less than fully inspired in that exchange.
Ben just reading the plays as well. He's really sharp right now.
Oh. 15-13.
Little replay for the peace of mind of the players and perhaps for the fans' benefit. Clearly long.
Yeah, just not happening for Tommy Paul. And I know Paul recovered from a love 2-set deficit to Roman Safulin. But Ben Shelton's a different sort of opponent. Set points for Shelton. Yeah, there it is. Another break of serve, and that's another set. So Shelton, 2 sets to love. As he's 1 set away from pulling off the upset here against his countryman Tommy Paul.
Expect oftentimes in a 3 out of 5 set match where this would be a little bit of a dip for the player who's won the first 2 sets. Let's see what we get from Ben. I'm not sure he's the kind of player who has a dip in his game, as he plays with this sort of ebbs and flows pretty often anyway. I wouldn't consider that a dip. 117-second serve.
It's just such a wonderful luxury to reach back and have that kind of serve as your second serve. And you produce an ace.
Tommy felt that that was long, but it did catch plenty of the line. Good start.
Yeah, with authority. And that's just the kind of game you want to play when you got this 2 set to love lead. You want to keep the pedal to the metal and drive your way to 3 straight sets.
I have to say that the return of serve for Ben Shelton has gotten better as this match has gone on. It's a pretty nicely played point there. Just didn't quite execute on the backhand approach. Reached for it a little. We've seen him do that a couple of times today, and it is brilliant.
30-15.
Do you like when the player is able to hit 100+ mile-an-hour forehand right on the line? I would agree, Leaf. That is absolutely brilliant. I think that Tommy's going to need to keep the ball out of the middle of the court. There's a little applause from Paul. That was a decisive forehand from Shelton.
Looks like Aaron Rodgers is the quarterback for the New York Jets. He's local now in the New York scene. Yeah, nicely done. Tommy Paul cuts off that ball coming down the line.
1 game more.
Getting close to the start of the NFL football season, which falls in the championship weekend here at the US Open.
A couple of nice serve and volleys in that last game to put that game away and maybe change up the rhythm a little bit on Shelton. When your opponent's that zoned in on those huge ground strokes and really hasn't made the errors from the baseline. Sort of midway through the first, he made a few early. It's cleaned it up A lot of those missiles that he's throwing off the forehand side are landing.
30 love.
Oh. A little bit like your second serve, Leaf.
Yes. Oh my. 125.
Wow.
And it had such a nice sound to it.
That's a confident individual out there right now. 2 sets to love, throwing in a 125 second serve.
All right, Shelton continues this steady progress on serve. That's 2-1.
One third set and by 2 sets to love.
His fellow American, 20-year-old Ben Shelton.
Feels like just ever so slightly Tommy's lacking a little bit of leg drive on the serve, and I think it's costing him some of those serves. Maybe a little bit of pace as well.
Brad Stein and Paige Lorenz, that's Tommy's girlfriend.
That was better, and another successful trip forward to the net. Remember, last game, 2 serve and volleys. The last 2 points of the game from Paul. All Tommy can do in this match is control what he can control. That's the serve here. Try to stay on serve, obviously. It is absolutely ridiculous how fun it is to watch this guy play tennis out there. Absolutely laid waste to that forehand, finds a way to make this volley, and then another. See that good footwork, that little tiny split step that allows him to change direction up there and read the play.
Time violation for Tommy.
Let's go!
Shelton is fired up.
I feel a lot of things in Shelton's game really hinge around how well he hits his backhand, and the backhand has picked up so immensely over the course of this match. It has helped the forehand, it's helped his confidence on the serve and the returns. This is a huge point coming up.
Double fault. All right, that's 3-1. USOpen.org.
15 love.
Shelton just absolutely oozing confidence right now. Well, there's the fastest serve of the tournament. He already had it at 147.
That's all Tommy can do about that is acknowledge it. Don't close your eyes.
I'm not sure if that was sarcasm from Tommy. He's not liking that the crowd is for Shelton.
Display of serving, and another 149. That's 2 of them in the game, and a glance that means he's all business at 4-1.
Shelton leads 4 games to 1 third set, and by 2 sets.
Shelton's seething a little bit out there. I think I like that from him.
Tommy has a 10-match win streak against American players.
I think this is going to go down to a very important match for Ben Shelton. The intensity that we're seeing from him is sort of replaced we often have seen this year some rah-rah, too much, for me, too many smiles on the court. A genuine smile is just fine, but smiling because you're missing is a little different. It's replaced with a lot of focus today. This has been just excellent tennis from the young American.
Yeah, the 149 mile per hour served the record for this year's U.S. Open. The record for all the U.S. Opens, Andy Roddick at a 152. That was back in 2004.
Lots of fans trying to keep Tommy in this match.
So there's a second game for Tommy. Desperate position, that's for sure. And the challenge will be, can he get some of these serves back? Can he get a racket on them?
That's a chant led by Eddie, his young fan that's been with Tommy for the last couple of matches. Got him, well, he gives a little credit to Eddie, getting him through the difficult situation against Safulin. But as you mentioned, Leaf, very different kind of player, a player that gave Tommy a lot of rhythm. He's not getting much from Shelton. That's downright hostile. 134 right at him. Some quick hands there from Paul. All right, well, the best thing Tommy can do is get some returns in the court, maybe a little bit of depth on it, and hope maybe that Ben gets a little tight, thinks about the score a little bit.
And a good return from Paul.
Is this again the Eddie effect? He's got a shot.
What a volley. He filled that space quickly. Ben's dad is on his feet, trying to offer up a little support here as he faces another break point. Watch how quickly he gets on this backhand volley.
Again, so important you cover the whole line there. He got over there and did it.
No, he missed it. So a couple of errors from the racket of Ben Shelton. And Tommy Paul back on serve here in the third.
Shelton needs 4 games to 3 third sets, and by 2 sets alive.
Trying to keep his hopes alive. It's a long road back from 2 sets to love down. He's done it once already this year at the US Open. So he knows the path, the journey involved.
I really liked that fist pump from Tommy Paul in the last game after he broke serve. I've been sort of waiting for a moment like that. Fans here want to see it. Ben Shelton has been showing them a lot of it. That energy can really help you get through matches like this. Oh, it's beautiful forehand. Nice depth into the corner there. If you can get it that deep, you can pretty much dare anybody to run around it and do something with it.
That's out.
That's one of the first times that play has failed for Ben Shelton. He's hit the drop shot and then went to the lob several times today and executed the lob perfectly. That one just rushed ever so slightly.
Here we go, TP.
always a little surprised by the players who sort of challenge the electronic line calling system.
He believes his eyes are better than the numerous cameras checking those lines out.
Well, that's one of the better service games Paul's produced in a while.
Little Eddie's happy with that.
And the first time he's won 3 consecutive games since the first 3 games of the match. So he's got a little bit of momentum. Let's see if Shelton has some answers to sort of stem that tide.
All of a sudden, it does feel like there's a little bit more oomph on the backhand. A little more pace from Tommy. A little trickier volley there for Ben.
Yeah, that serve offers up so much simple strategy. You know, it earns you that short ball. Something about his chest there. I think it was the follow through.
I think he might have hit himself with the butt cap or something, the grip of the racket. Shelton, a little bit of tricky situation here. The energy we saw him playing with for almost a set and a half, fallen a little on the baseline.
It's wide. Yeah, Paul was able to generate a fair amount of pace on that low ball. Just an apology for going straight at him.
Thank you.
And the volley's over the baseline. And Tommy Paul, an incredible run of games, incredible run of play. 5-4.
Paul leads 5 games to 4, third set. Shelton by 2 sets up.
I'm just not sure I would have called this.
Really?
Shelton was just rolling and cracking serves.
It's crazy how fast a match like this can turn on you. Whether Shelton thought about the score a little bit or the crowd being for Shelton really riled up Tommy Paul to find another gear. Here we are, 3 points away when it looked like the match might be over. And that backhand that I felt like sort of drives his game. Of course, the big forehand is what we talk about a lot, and that big serve, but the backhand being consistent. It's fallen a little bit in the last couple of games. He's missing more of them. Tommy's happy to take a couple of free points on serve.
All right, set points. Tommy Paul bouncing back. What an incredible move. He was down 1-4, takes the set, and we're headed to a fourth.
Shelton leads by 2-1.
Just give me a second. This has to go. This has to go. It's gonna move, okay?
Some of the stats boards behind the court. Yeah, got to get rid of those.
So this has to
It's
go.
the tyranny of numbers.
Yeah, it's good now.
All right.
Part of these amazing boards that they have in these stadiums these days. He's got to get them right.
La 15.
Shelton really needs to pull in the targets a little bit. Another error.
Let's for service.
He doesn't seem to like to do that, Leaf.
No.
Keeps going for his shots. It's worked out for the most part. I do like that forehand from him, though. Lots of pace on it. And into a big space there. The backhand side of Paul. You can hit the ball that big, you can still win points without hitting winners.
Let's for service. Third C15.
Tommy all of a sudden a lot more confident in the return of serve. He's keeping those balls nice and low. It might be a little bit trickier for Ben to serve and volley. He doesn't hit a great serve. Oh, what a shot. That's an excellent backhand. Great depth from Paul. Shelton didn't really have that forehand up the line lined up. Still went for it.
Advantage, Shelton.
Little pace off that second serve. You can see the 78 miles an hour. More spin.
A wonderful second serve out wide.
First game, full set.
I won't do that to you.
Thanks, Leaf.
Paul, the question, can you take care of your serve?
Shelton just a little off on the return of serve. He was so locked in, sort of the whole meaty middle of this match, and now missing a few more. So that's going to give Tommy some confidence, and that's a sure sign of it right there. There was a time in this match when Tommy led the ace count.
Strong serving.
One game all, full set.
So 1 game all for Paul as he's on the board in the fourth. Number 3 American, Tommy Paul, behind Taylor Fritz. Francis Tiafoe. Both those men in action today. One plays a qualifier, one plays a wild card. So some chances for Tiafoe and Fritz today.
Well, if you could say that Ben Shelton was in the zone for a little while, he's out of it now. Just incredible, though. When you're in the zone, Leaf, on the court, you just feel like you can't miss, and he couldn't really miss for a while. Everything landing in. Just means he's got to work a little harder. Maybe bring the targets in a little bit. I like that approach shot. I like the volley even better. That's another incredible shot at the net. His intuition and how he reads the plays is just extremely high level.
As bruising tennis.
40-15.
30th winner.
Well, a player with slower hands than Tommy Paul might actually get bruised by some of those serves that are right into the body.
All right, better game there from Shelton. Steadier off the ground for sure. 2-1.
Shelton leads 2 games to 1, fourth set, and by 2 sets to 1.
Well, the crowd has owned.
In hand, trying to find a seat. I mentioned a couple times, Leaf, it's a little hotter today in New York, so that's a factor for the players on the court. Also might encourage long lines, refreshments outside the stadium. Well, Tommy Paul is definitely serving better and better. Better energy out of him. Nice, confident shot selection as well. Except there.
His 7 double faults. Aaron Rodgers on the right.
Rocking a Tennis Channel hat.
Boy, that is a wild miss.
40-15.
Coaches will always say when the pressure's on like this, you know, aim for big targets. And I'm not sure where
Shelton
he was
likes
aiming.
to go for the lines still.
He still likes the lines.
He does what he does.
That's not a big target.
Another game on the board there with that hold, and I think, Leaf, to further that point, I just feel like he's a player that trusts his instincts.
USOpen.org is your online home for point-by-point live scoring, highlights, real-time stats, and draws. Visit the official tournament site at USOpen.org, and also check out the many social media options as well. You see the winners and unforced errors. Shelton, more of both.
Well, with that big first serve for the match, Ben Shelton at 68%. This set 73%. We're only getting a slice of the pie with a 2-all, of course. That'll work. I think it was faster than 62.
Spike Lee with a front row seat. It's normal space for watching sporting events. There's 140.
3 games to 2 for set.
So 3-2 Shelton.
I like that return. Shelton looking for that one out wide. Well, Tommy Paul likes to open up games with that one pretty often. You want to take it away early. Maybe get a good swipe like that. You also want to take it away at 30-all if you can. That was downright perfect. Deep in the box there with the slice up the tee.
Mix
Brad Stein saying, mix up the locations. And he said, what? Mix up the locations. Okay.
That's the most vocal Brad's been. Little subterfuge I think he was throwing out there.
Got him. Gets him with the pass.
That's a nice pass on the backhand there. Kept it low. It is just such a dynamic forehand when he connects on it. Just sort of flings that ball last second with the wrist to put a little bit more spin on it.
Boy, that was a crafty play from the backhand wing.
30-40.
All of a sudden, the consistency has returned to that backhand side. Bunch of good backhands in this game from Shelton. And that slice, what a nasty shot that is to deal with on a half volley.
Use.
I think his dad may be unhappy he was so close to the baseline there in that return. It was a good body serve.
Advantage Paul.
Paul's making 75% of his first serves in this set. So 3 games all.
3 games all, full set.
It is interesting to see the difference between the two players and how often they are communicating with their crew. Not a lot from Tommy Paul. In fact, not that many looks over at Brad Stein really throughout this match. And Stein becoming more vocal now, I think, as a response to what we've seen from Shelton's crew and Brian over there.
Love 15.
Everybody's a little bit different on the court. How you utilize that is up to you.
Boy, that one tailed away from Paul.
30-15.
There's that applause again from Tommy after that. I do think it's halfway sarcastic.
Let's for service.
And it's not for Ben. I think it's for something going on in the crowd. Because that was an impressive second serve.
Next game, we're giving it to that forehand.
Well, there you heard it, folks. He's going to hit to the forehand in the next game. Try to apply some pressure to the serve of Paul. We still got to get through this one. Wow.
Please. Thank you.
Just a little wide.
Keep it up, DP.
Been a long time since I've seen Leaf somebody get hit by a serve like that. I remember in Miami one year when Andy hit Pete Sampras, the match they played there, and that was, I tell you, Pete did not like that. Tommy reacted well to it.
Yeah, that's a strong backhand. Some strong serving too. 4-3.
Shelton leads 4 games to 3 court sets. And by
one spot below his career high at number 13, so certainly knocking on the door of the top 10. Ten.
love.
Pretty impressed, Leaf, with how much better in this set Tommy Paul is serving. 79% in this set. First serves in the court. 60 for the match. It's been a little bit low for Tommy. First serve points won and has taken a healthy increase as well. 87% versus 77.
Continues to do that. Serve well. So that's a love service game. Always garner a little bit of momentum, perhaps a little bit of confidence when you can win your serve easily.
Well, other sets played so far, this is the closest one that we've had.
Thank you.
Each player in the set has possessed one break point, has not gotten through.
Yeah, Paul trying to not give Shelton any pace to work with. Failing to get that forehand right.
Almost had the angle locked in there, pretty far back to make it good.
40 love.
Just the kind of game that Shelton would love to have here. Smooth sailing to 5-4. See if he can put some scoreline pressure on his opponent.
Game.
And Shelton returns the favor with a love service game of his own. 5-4.
Shelton leads 5 games to 4 court sets, and by 2 sets to 1.
Let's go.
It's a set game for Shelton. Paul serving at 4-5. Shelton was sort of alluding to the fact that Paul doesn't have much on the forehand wing. It's certainly a side that Paul has shored up pretty impressively. Hard to get to 14 in the world without solid plays off both sides.
Yeah, he's definitely hitting that shot bigger, but Shelton saying he's not really afraid of that shot. He doesn't think he can hit it through him enough times. I don't know if it means anything or not, but we're all of a sudden hearing Tommy actually exhale grunt a little bit on some of his strokes out there. He wasn't really doing that earlier in the match. Can help you focus on that contact point.
Yeah, this is 15-30. And you can see Paul with a few mishits today. A lot of that is the spin and pace that Shelton has on the ball.
Thank you. Thank you, please.
It's out. Oh. Boy, that was a tense exchange. The match hanging in the balance. I mean, this was an incredible get.
The lob was just perfect timing of the lob. That is some just extreme speed and ability to change direction from Tommy Paul. Kept him alive in that point.
That's out. All right, here is a match point.
30-40.
Well, all of a sudden, Shelton brought the targets in.
Thank you. Please.
And another one over the baseline. Ben Shelton. Quarterfinals here at the US Open. An incredible moment. 8 different Americans have reached the quarterfinals since Roddick won the title here 20 years ago. And Ben Shelton adding his name to that list. What an effort. 4 sets over Tommy Paul, the number 14 seed.